Normally, I don't post 3 Radio Chatter podcasts in 1 week, but when you get Corey Taylor on from Stone Sour and Slipknot, you got to bend the rules just a little bit. Thank you so much for downloading it today. Corey Taylor, always great to talk to. Today he explains the name Hydrograd and how that came about, some of the words to some of the songs on the record. He also talks about his favorite Motor City artist, which might surprise you as well. It's Corey Taylor today on Radio Chatter.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff.
This is Radio Chatter with WRIF's own Meltdown.
It's always good talking to Corey Taylor. He's become one of the better interviews in all of rock. He does it quite a bit. He's a great talker. He loves to promote his band. And from everything I've gathered between talking to him and Johny Chow, the bass player in Stone Sour, these guys love this record. As a matter of fact, going back to my interview I did with him last summer, which I have linked here in the story if you're listening to this on WRIF.com. But anyways, Corey's awesome. The new record, Hydrograd, comes out on June 30th. Of course, touring with Korn this year. They're playing a bunch of festival dates as well. And just looking forward to hearing this record in its entirety. I can hardly wait for that. In the meantime, I had about 10 minutes with Corey, which is kind of the usual. And we got a lot of stuff out in 10 minutes. So hope you enjoy this conversation today with Corey Taylor here on Radio Chatter.
It's cooking right along, dude. Everything's going really great.
Now, you've been doing these interview junkets for the last few days or something. What's a question that you haven't been asked that you're kind of surprised by? Is there something that hasn't been brought up yet?
That's a damn good question. God, you got to hit me with all this math today. What the hell?
All right, what do people
with subtraction?
What do people really ask you about? I mean, what's one of the most asked questions you get?
I guess it's just about the album, and well, is this one different from the other?
Right.
Just all that stuff. And,
all right,
the standard J11. You get your FAQs and you kind of run down. But then again, if you have a little bit of patience, it makes your job easier, because then you just you ratchet it down into neutral and you just start spouting like a parrot.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Well, sometimes, I've been doing this for a long time. I know you do interviews sometimes with other people and whatnot, and sometimes you ask the simple questions to see where they lead to take you somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. So, and there's an art to it, because you want it to feel less like an interview and more like a conversation.
Right.
So you don't want it to have that kind of stiff vibe to it. And you're right. I mean, I've interviewed people where it's like me trying to pull a tooth out of their face from a mile away with dental floss.
Dude, trust me, I've done those interviews before. Where
I know you know it. I know you know it.
One question answers, I get it, man. So, anyways, it's always really good to talk to you. Hydrograd comes out on June 30th. I talked to my friend Johny Chow a couple months ago, and he said the name Hydrograd was inspired by something you saw in an airport. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's so stupid. and actually, more to the point, lack thereof, what I didn't see, really. So I'm running through this airport in Eastern Europe. It was like a few years ago, and it was, no offense to the airport, it was kind of antiquated, so it hadn't really upgraded anything, really, and so the gate info was all on those old school 80s block letter number digital, like horrible Timex watch kind of readers, this would have been top of the line in Times Square in 1968. Let's put it that way.
All right.
So not only is it impossible to read, it's also scrolling back and forth between Cyrillic and regular English letters. It's also scrolling back and forth between different languages. So my brain is trying to do geometry while also at a sprint, because I don't want to miss my plane, right? I pass one and I look up and I could have swore it said Hydrograd. And I kept running for a second and I was like, Hydrograd, where the hell is what? So I stopped and I turned around and went back to the gate, and I'm standing there and I'm watching it cycle through and cycle through and cycle through. Nothing. It didn't say Hydrograd. It didn't even start with an H. It wasn't even close. And I'm just sitting there wondering when when my sanity split on me, you know, trying to figure it out. And I walked away and I was just like, well, I mean, it's a cool name, you know, and I just kind of stuck it in my pocket. And then years later, we were doing demos for this, and I actually named one of the songs that I wrote Hydrograd, and I was like, you know what, that's a great, that could be a good name for the album overall, and just kind of run with it. So that's it, really. You know, it's like that, what I saw but didn't really see, you know?
Yeah, that's cool, man. The record, by the way, in case I didn't mention it, drops June 30th. The first single, of course, Song 3. And I know that you're going to hear a lot about this this verse, but did I save you? Because I know you saved me, too. What is that in response to?
That's for that relationship that kind of pulls you out of the cobwebs, pulls you out of the shadows, pulls you out of the deeper end where you tend to, you know, kind of bob your head up and down above the water, you know, like that relationship that is that hand in the dark that grabs you and kind of pulls you towards where you can kind of see where you're at, you know, like all good, all positive, all like no self-destruction, no negativity, just pure warmth, you know. And I know it's not something that people like to talk about anymore. Like everybody's got this, you know, this movie trailer version of what love could be. But sometimes, man, like you find that right hand, you find that right heart, and it will lead you to the next part of your life. And there's nothing better.
Now, you got 15 songs in this track, and I guess the first song is called YSIF. Do you want to explain what that means? Or can't you?
No, I can. It's an inside joke with the band, and it's even better when you listen to the way the track opens.
All right.
And I'm not gonna give anything away, but YSIF stands for You Suck in Full.
All right.
And it's I'm not going to tell anybody what it really, why it is that, but let's just say that this band has a great way of turning adversity into great art, or in this case, something really, really funny that doesn't make sense to anybody but us, but we're okay with that. We're just a bunch of geeks who get away with it, you know?
All right. So the new record, like I said, Hydrograd, drops on June 30th. There's a ton of things I wanted to ask you about. And of course, I don't have a whole lot of time, but you guys are playing Thursday in Columbus before Rockin' the Range. And I was thinking about this before we started talking, is that was the roast a couple years ago or last year for you or for Zakk Wylde? I'm trying to remember what that was all about.
Oh, that was a few years ago. Yeah, that was. I think that was the last one they did. And they didn't broadcast it. I think they put it out on the radio, which I don't know how they did, because that thing was, dude. It would have just been a constant bleep.
Right.
You know? It would have been insane. Yeah, it's actually in the same venue as the show that we're playing. So it's kind of cool to kind of come back and know the room and know how it's going to look, and yeah, it's going to be great. It's actually the last time I was hanging out with Florentine and Jameson as well. So, and they're actually going to be opening the show, which is going to be great, you know?
There you go. Yeah, I was so bummed that you guys weren't playing Rockin' the Range. I'll be down there Saturday and Sunday, but you guys have a lot of festivals. Of course, you'll be coming through Detroit at the end of July with Korn, so we'll see Stone Sour. And yeah, and by then, I'll have devoured the record in full several times, so...
Yeah, good, man. I hope you guys dig it. We're really, really proud of it, man. We're so excited for people to hear it.
So Chow got me on this vinyl kick, and anyone that's listened to my show knows it's like he started I started talking to him about his song. You remember "Waiting for Darkness" from Ozzy years ago, "Bark at the Moon." I bought, of course, yeah. I bought that record as a kid, and I heard it one day, and I'm like, man, I can remember buying this as a kid and taking it home and blah blah blah. And I'm like, so next thing you know, Chow's got me on this friggin' record kick, and now I got a new turntable. And a new last night I bought Supertramp, Breakfast in America. I bought Aqualung, and I bought Hotel California. I'm not a classic rock guy, but some of this stuff sounds so good. It's like I almost rediscovered it, you know?
Yeah, totally, dude. It's, you know, and it's not just Chow, dude. I'm in a band full of.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Like Yeah, dude, it's crazy. They got me doing it half the time. Like, I've got this whole collection. I'm like, where did this come from? I'm never even home enough to be able to listen to this stuff, man. It's killing me.
Now, he told me that you guys will sometimes buy records for each other that you normally wouldn't buy yourself. So my question to you is, if any Detroit, rocker in history, what record from Detroit would you want? So when you come through, maybe at the end of July, maybe I can have it for you. I know you're a Bob Seger guy.
Yeah, man. I mean, it'd have to be Seger. It'd have to be that first Silver Bullet Band album.
Right. You don't have that?
I mean, me?
Yeah.
I'm sure I've got like 3 copies of it somewhere, dude. Like I said, I have a truckload of vinyl, so it's ridiculous. But that, man, nothing for me sums up, honestly, the Midwest, Detroit, like American rock and roll, like Bob Seger, to be honest, man. I mean, there's just something about whether he's doing, Hollywood Nights or Kathmandu or, just Strut. Those songs are just so good. And the way that band and he play it, there's something about it that is just built for vinyl. So that's the one I would go with.
I remember a couple years ago at Rock on the Range when I asked you about Seger, you started breaking out into singing Seger. I know it's too early for that, but that was kind of fun. It was like you started going crazy on that. So, hey, well, I'll tell you what, man, we'll wrap things up here with you, Corey. Thanks so much for the time. You got your book, America 51, coming out in August, in the middle of August. Anything else coming up as far as, I know obviously you got Hydrograd, you got the tour and the whole thing, but any acting things, anything else that you want to plug?
Nothing really, man. Just the album, and I mean, the book is cool, but mainly the album. That's the thing I'm really, really the most, proud of the most. So I really hope people dig it as much as we do.
Yeah, and take care of our friend Laurie on the road there.
I will, man. I promise.
Yeah, so she's great. And, of course, we'll see you here in Detroit at the end of July. Hydrograd comes out on June 30th. And, Corey, thanks so much for the time, man. Continued success. We'll see you here in a few months.
All right, man. Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Love talking to Corey Taylor. Could talk to him for a long time. Of course, our time is limited when they give us these 10-minute windows, but appreciate the time that we had with them. Thank you guys so much for listening. Of course, I implore you to subscribe to Radio Chatter because, 3 podcasts this week. Are you kidding me? We don't get paid that much to do 3 podcasts this week, but we're doing it for you guys. And, man, I'll tell you what, it's been fun. Bill Leverty for the band Firehouse earlier in the week. Steven Richards from Taproot yesterday talking about his band and health issues and all sorts of stuff. Then Corey Taylor today. Are you kidding me? It's like a full year of radio for some people. Anyways, thank you guys so much for checking it out. Give us a rating, a review if you can. And we got more to come. I'll tell you what, Chris Voss from the band The Record Company. Have you heard of these guys yet? If you're into that, like, Rival Sons, kind of Black Keys, Royal Blood kind of vibe, straight ahead, just rock blues band, The Record Company might be something that you check out. Chris has a really interesting story going from the dairy farms of Wisconsin to Los Angeles. We'll talk to him about that and a ton more coming up next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much, as always, for checking out Radio Chatter. Until we do it again.